Shin Godzilla. This is a Godzilla character that is very interesting to me, mainly due to the fact that in the movie, he kind of kept evolving until he froze. But what if he kept on evolving? Meaning, what if he never froze and went into hibernation? Today, we're gonna see 8 forms of Shin Godzilla. The video itself is by MindQ. I'll throw him up on the screen right now so you can see him. And some of you all have been asking for this for a pretty long time, so let's jump in and see 8 forms.
The abrupt ending to Shin Godzilla, a creature that showed so much promise for total annihilation, the audience was
and
left
then went
with
into
an itch for
hibernation.
more. The movie, which was made in an unofficial protest towards the slow reaction regarding the Fukushima nuclear disaster.
Yep. How many forms did we see?
On
4?
Godzilla emerging from the ocean to
I think we
destroy
saw
Japan.
4.
And this time it was a different take on the kaiju. Shin Godzilla was evolution incarnate. He
Such
was
a cool
supposedly
movie.
an ancient sea life form that was exposed to radiation and radioactive waste dumped by the United States.
Of course it
and
was.
He kept on evolving until he became
Come on now.
a 118.5 meter tall kaiju. So according
Why
to
did you
the
show a
art of
human?
Shin Godzilla and several other official publications, the 4th form was merely a beginning baby. And
beginning
Godzilla would
baby?
continue to evolve. Future forms and consequences of this have been noted, and it was pointed that extinction on the subcellular scale is necessary to defeat Godzilla, and that the blood coagulant was just a temporary measure.
That's
Something
crazy.
that was
We've kinda
easily
seen the
overcome
5th
by
form
Godzilla,
before,
who was
right?
Evolution itself.
In
So in
animations?
this video, we will discuss all the 8 forms
8
that Shin
forms.
Godzilla was theorized to have, and by the end of it, it will leave you shocked as to what he will become. So let's go
I'm
step
ready to
by
see
step
that.
till we get to the final stage.
How big do you think he's gonna be, guys? Pre-form.
Godzilla is not born out of the dropping of a nuclear bomb, but rather out of nuclear waste dumped in the sea. Godzilla, like most other monsters,
Why are we doing
if not
that?
all, is a monster that humans make directly or indirectly.
Toxic
we learned it was
waste,
created
bro.
When a marine animal
It's
consumes
always like
nuclear
that.
waste dumped by the United States in the sea. Once again, nuclear waste and victims lie at the origin of Godzilla. These marine animals
That's
were
how they created
ancient sea
G.
life forms that continued to exist till the present day, and this origin was similar to that of Destroyer.
Okay.
The first
Destroyer?
form- The first form is never physically seen in the film aside from its tail
The
and
first
part of
form,
its
you know, you
back.
could chop
the
that
tail
thing
is
up.
reddish in color,
Burn it.
while
Okay,
its back
never
is
mind.
covered in tan dorsal fins.
It's kinda too
While
big.
the art behind Shin Godzilla
It's like
shows
the tail.
that the first form was a tadpole-like creature that
There
had
it
2
is.
legs that were very primitive in looks. The head kind of resembles a frog, but with very large gills coming out from the side. It is seen
Ooh,
to have
that
the
tail.
same yellowish skin as seen in the second form that made landfall. While the dorsal plates are barely
crazy.
formed, they are quite visible though. The biggest part was the very active tail part that was easily over 14 to 20 meters long, but it is unknown however if this form had any powers at all.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
The
It's just a
second
tail.
form.
The second
Godzilla's
form started
second
to be a
form
little
stands
dangerous.
horizontally, with its body held parallel to the ground.
We already
This
know all
form had
these
small
forms.
stubs in
I'm
place
ready
of
for the
arms
5th, 6th,
and
7th, and
huge
8th.
eyes with small black pupils. Unlike Godzilla's
thing
later
is
forms,
goofy
this
looking.
form possesses a sickly yellow complexion, with red exposed muscle on its back and shark-like gills that frequently bleed,
Yeah,
showing
the
that
blood
it
coming out the
struggles to
gills.
breathe outside the water, and
gross.
has a tail with a fluke at the end of it like the first form. This
That's kinda
form
cool,
looks
though.
like it was recently out of a hellish womb and was crawling without any purpose or direction.
Yeah,
However,
that's
it
a
was
good
still
comparison.
big. It was 28 meters tall or 91 feet. The
91
third
feet,
form.
and then he stood
The
up.
third form of
And then it
Godzilla
gets
is very
scary.
much like traditional incarnations in regards to appearance. This form is bipedal with stronger, more developed hind
starts
limbs
to look
and the
like a
ability
Shin
to assume
Godzilla.
a stance much like modern Godzilla possesses, smaller forelimbs and a long neck compared to its body.
Oh,
in
there
this
it is,
form,
man.
Heat can be visibly seen from its fins, meaning that its mutation consumes much energy and produce a lot of heat. Its gills also have shrunk and closed up, suggesting that this
Still
form
gross
is
looking.
now adapted to breathe on land. Despite being bipedal, its legs had not very fully developed, causing it to noticeably shake while
Oh,
walking.
he gets some beefy legs, though.
The fourth
form. That man
this
is
fourth form of
ginormous.
Shin Godzilla is very much akin to other
What's your
traditional
favorite
designs,
form of Shin
being
Godzilla?
fully
Mine
bipedal with a fully developed row
It's
of
currently
dorsal
4,
spines,
but we'll see the
and
other
a
ones.
much taller height in
I
comparison
guess.
to its prior form. The shade of skin for this form is much darker
That's
black
so
color
cool,
with
bro. The
red
legs.
glowing highlights around
My boy
and
thick.
those exposed areas of the body, such as his neck, back, and legs.
that roar,
his hellish
man.
face has no cheeks, no lips, and multiple rows of jagged and gnarled teeth that seem to jut out from everywhere. His eyes do not have any
That lady
eyelids,
was walking on the
although
street.
a protective nictating membrane sometimes
I'd be
form
out.
over them when he spews out the thermal flame and the atomic breath.
The
But the
beam.
most noticeable change is the tail, which was easily twice as long as the entire body.
Yeah, the tail looked like
The
some
fifth
heads, didn't
form
it? Fifth
seen
form,
in the
hold up.
movie After being forcefully fed with the blood coagulant, Shin Godzilla went into an inanimate stage in which his entire body shuts down. But to fight humans,
scary
he must
things
evolve
were coming
to be
out.
like them,
Ugh.
and hence Godzilla's fifth form takes on an eerily human shape with Godzilla-like dorsal plates running up their spines. Models for the evolution show that they lack eyes despite the concept art of the design originally possessing them. And a large divide runs down their cranium.
Oh, heck no.
Like
What if
its
humans look like that?
Form, the humanoid forms aren't muscular and appears to be very emaciated with
They just look like a
large
Godzilla.
hole present in their chest, which makes them look like deadly zombie kaiju races.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like
The
them.
proposed fifth form. According to the Art of Shin Godzilla and several other official publications,
That's beautiful.
Shin Godzilla was to acquire the capability of flight, maybe with wings
Flight?
or shooting his atomic breath and propelling himself like a rocket, who knows. He was proposed to undergo self-division without limits to
This man
eventually
could
cover
fly,
the entire
bro.
planet, and with this divided forms, he may shrink in size and form a legion, becoming immune to the blood
The Shin
coagulant gland,
Legion?
as well as lose sensitivity to pain and emotions. He could very well undergo a self-generation of a completed form from the
And he could just
tiniest
split up?
fragment of the body if he was defeated. So the
Yo.
evolutionary strategy was to become a swarm species of smaller Godzillas and take over the world.
That's crazy.
Interestingly, it was revealed in 2012 that a memo named Shin Godzilla was left by Ishiro Honda. He was planning to create a Godzilla to self-divide.
So
and
basically,
coalesce
he's the
enemies
ruler of
and
the
grow
world.
larger, enabling aerification,
The king
and
of monsters,
solidification,
truly.
and the ability to become inanimate. A deleted scene within the film features a
Like,
slightly
how would you
different
beat
take
that?
on Godzilla's continued adaptation and mutation. In the scene,
That's
the
cool, kinda.
JSDF investigating
Looks
areas
like an
around
alien.
the now dormant Godzilla finds a biomass that was blown off from the monster, and this biomass had developed eyes and teeth. However, the creators of the film thought
That
that
thing was
this idea would be too disturbing
dusty.
to watch. The sixth form.
Sixth form of
In
Godzilla,
this
Shin
other
Godzilla.
form that never made it to the big screen,
Just keeps
Godzilla
going.
was planned to have overcome requirements of air and water to survive. Since we all know that Godzilla was born of
That looks
radiation,
wild.
he will have evolved to an extent that he will achieve self-energy production.
Self-energy.
And theorized that he will have achieved limitless nuclear fusion and thus overcome energy problems, but there is still the factor of consuming hydrogen for fusion reactions. Other
Huh?
plans for
I
him
didn't
was
understand
that,
any of that.
along with having energy independence, he would transform into a Lovecraftian entity that would eventually lose all these organs and become a fleshy mass with indescribable parts. In the stage,
That
he would
doesn't seem
eventually
like very
invade
strong
outer
to me.
space and other planets and start to spread his form of life to the stars.
Oh,
The
now he can
seventh
go to the
form.
sky.
As
Okay,
he continues
seventh
to
form.
expand and evolve to survive the
Are those all
conditions
Shin
of outer
Godzillas?
space, he will become a hive mind and know what everything is happening around him. He would be able to survive any type of harsh environments in all types of planets and space objects. But the
I'm
strangest
mind
evolution
blown.
of his is that he will be able to synthesize any type of material and elements at will to form out of nowhere. And also that due to this,
So he's
he will be
basically
able to
the
generate
universe.
and contain a small universe
Like, huh?
within his body. But even this will have an end. But as his evolution and purpose is
would
to
come to
never
an end?
cease to exist and grow and expand, he will overcome this with stage 8.
Eighth form.
The eighth form.
It's just a
In
universe.
his final form, Shin
Like
Godzilla
what?
is planned and theorized to transcend physical law and reaching the level of God.
Look at his
And
eyeball.
with this,
It's a
he will
galaxy.
attain immortality. Not that
Oh, it's a
vampire
universe.
kind of immortality, but
Bro,
the omnipotent, omniscient, and godlike immortality in that
Imagine
he
we're
is
just living in Shin
omnipresent
Godzilla's
in his
eyeball.
own universe, and everything that evolves in it is a part
Scary.
of him. He would become the Lovecraftian entity called Azathoth, a slumbering idiot god in that
What is
everything
that?
that exists
That's
is
Shin
because of his
Godzilla's
dream.
eighth form?
In this final form, he will be the ultimate stage of life itself and create new life if he so pleases.
Wow.
And so with this, we come to the end of the video.
That is the end of this video. Hey, the eighth form? Basically, look outside and look up that Shin Godzilla. The whole universe, guys. Thank you for watching with me. I will see you tomorrow. I love ya. Goodbye.